Right, guys, how you doing? Welcome to Irish Footy Vlogs and welcome to the Premier Division preview show. Some crackers this weekend, Keane. We'll start off with the first game. We'll reference, obviously, the games as such on Monday night as well. Derry City and Longford play at the Brandywell. Obviously, Derry City, after their honeymoon start, beaten at home to Finn Harps for the first time forever, essentially. I thought Harps deserved to win that, but we'll get on to them later as well. We'll talk about Derry and Longford as such. But Longford were 2-up against Dundalk, to many people's surprise, and obviously ended up disappointed with the draw. We'll get on to Dundalk later as well. But how do you see Derry and Longford going here at the Brandywell? Obviously, Longford beat them earlier on the season as well.
I don't think the earlier game counts for anything. No manager, no team, stuff like that. If Derry even played like they did against Finn Harps, I think they have enough to win the game. It's a tough one to call. Look, Longford were played out of skin on what night was it?
Monday, wasn't
it? Monday night, yeah. Played out of skin. What a game of football, and it was an excellent advert for the game. Now I have to say that, like, Monday and like throughout the whole game, every game was fantastic. And
actually, just quickly there, I'll just mention that there were so many late equalisers and winners in the games. Like, we'll obviously get on to some of them later, but yeah.
No, very much.
What happened? I didn't see that.
No, honestly, I thought it was a great advert, but now Longford to be disappointed. We're 2-0 up, you know. You don't concede when you're 2-0 up. You really don't.
How are you calling it?
Jesus, Kid, you put me on the spot here. I'm going to go for a Derry win. I just think they'll have enough to beat them. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm going for a Derry win as well. I think Longford put in a big effort in that game as well. Yeah, Derry for me as well. Dundalk and Sligo Rovers. And we actually mentioned the other week there when Dundalk beat Waterford 3-0. We said despite the clean sheet, they still looked iffy in defence.
Yeah.
You might want to talk about Peter Cherry a little bit in this one.
Look.
They need a keeper, don't they? Let's be honest about it.
Yeah, look, it breeds confidence, a keeper. Like you're saying, now Pats took a big gamble bringing in Veet and stuff like that. That was a gamble, you know, because like if Veet didn't work out, you know, at this minute in time, you know, Pats are in serious trouble. So I think a keeper is obviously the most important. I'm thinking on the game now. I'm just saying, look, considering the way they came back is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And the way, you know, they did have chances to win it as well. So the way they came back against Pat bossed the game for 60, 65, 70 minutes of the game. And they still had the character, and Dundalk probably should have won the game. So, you know, the way they're bouncing back, if they can go ahead, I don't think they'd be beaten. So I'm going to go for Dundalk here.
Yeah, I mean, actually, just what do you call it? It looks like David Healy's going to be the manager. Seemingly, there's a lot of rumours there, so that'll be an interesting one there. As for Sligo, obviously, we won't talk too much about Pats for now, but their performance against Pats, they've been a little bit, I don't know, last few games they haven't been quite playing that football that they have been playing, and they've been, you know, they haven't won the last 3 games, which is interesting. They could do with something here, but
it's, you know, difficult. It's difficult the way Sligo play. You know, the pitch needs to be pristine for Sligo to play, and no, there's only 5 or 6 top pitches in the league. You know, so
especially with the short games, it's hard to keep them all in good condition.
Like, the short games and stuff. Look,
quick turnaround.
Like when you think about it, they haven't won in 3 games, but that's only been a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you think of it that way, like, so they're still banging form. Like just because they haven't performed in 3 games, that's only 1 week football.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm not too down or anything about them. I think they'll give a right go and they give a right game. Look, the way you can see the last minute goal like that, it's sickening. Like it really is.
A chance not long before that through Johnny Kenny.
They had 2 or 3. You know, they had 2 or 3 chances at the end when Pats were wide open. And look, they didn't take down chances and Pats went to punish them, and that's what's going to happen in this league. So I wouldn't be I wouldn't be worried if I was Sligo. Like, if you were to turn around and say, would you take a draw against at the start of the season, or take the position where they are now at the start of the season, I think they'd bite your hand off for it. So I'm going to say Dundalk will win it. I don't know. I really don't.
Do you know the funny thing, Cian, is I'll go for a draw. But if Dundalk do win this, they're 3 points behind Sligo all of a sudden, which is mad to think about, isn't it? So Dundalk, like, if you're Dundalk, you're sitting down thinking, geez, this is a great opportunity to try and reel them in and get back officially in the European race. I still think they're in the European race, you know what I mean? But that really confirms it, like, you know, so if they get a win here, I mean, they're bang back in it, aren't they?
Yeah, look, it can change so quickly. You know, 4 games time, Pats could be 4th, 5th. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. So you need to be on your game 24/7 in this league. You know, and if you have an off day, you just can't lose. And I think the only team that's really proven that is Shamrock Rovers and Pats. You know, they're the only 2 teams that can have half an off day and either win or draw. You know, so I think it's important that if you're not playing well, that you get out there with a point. So you know, I think a big point now. It would be a big win or a big point if Sligo were to get something here, because you know you need to keep that gap big.
Yeah, definitely. Bohemians take on Finn Harps at Dalymount Park. First 9 games, 5 defeats for Bows. Again, I was there, United Park against Drogheda. I'll speak about Bows more so, and I was disappointed with Bows. I thought I'll go back to Drogheda in a minute, but it was their worst performance of the season, Drogheda, and Bows just couldn't see it out. I mean, it's very disappointing, to concede late on like that again. They did something similar against Derry the week before, 2 late-ish goals, 1 really late goal as well, and lost the game. I don't know what it is with Bows. It's just not quite clicking. It wasn't a great game overall, but from their point of view, they're 6 points behind Finn Harps. They need to try and beat Finn Harps at Dalymount Park. What do you make of them at the moment? It's a strange one with Bohemians, isn't it?
Yeah, look, the performances have been up there with the best in the league, you know?
Yeah, aside from the last day, yeah.
Look, if Shamrock Rovers was playing the way Bows were, you know, we'd be talking about it for years. And I mean that. They're playing fantastic stuff. Where Shamrock Rovers and so that's even Pats. They're playing better stuff than Pats in games, you know. So I'd be worried that they're playing great and they're picking up nothing. You know, they're not even picking up points really. So I'll be like the way they played Shamrock Rovers, they probably should have won the game. You know.
They weren't bad against Sligo either. I know. Again, it's defensively they're giving away cheap goals, killing them. I think.
And that's not like Bows, you know. And it's something that will be fixed. Look, Trevor and Keith are the men. I don't think any of us are in a position to even talk about Trevor and Keith or what they're doing and stuff like that. Because
I don't think from us personally, I don't think we'd be even. A lot of other teams in their position actually, you might be talking about the manager losing his job, but I don't think it's coming into our minds at all. Like, to be fair,
Keith is the best manager in the league, and Trevor Crowley is the best coach in the league, hands down. I really do believe that.
Yeah, definitely the best one too, if you get me. Yeah,
but I even think I'd even go and say, like, if we could handpick a manager and a coach in this league, it would be Keith Long and Trevor Crowley. It would be. They're my duo. That's.
What do you think is the issue at the moment? Do you just think it's clear? We talked about it before the start of the season, but missing that front 3 that gel so well together, maybe Dan Casey going. Do you just think it's too many good players have gone and they're finding it difficult to fit everyone into a system of play that he likes?
No, look, every year they lose their best players. You know, every year they lose their best players, and eventually their recruitment has been fantastic. And look, eventually that's going to dry up a little bit, you know, and you're saying to yourself, look, we're after getting this. But you look at the players that they have. You know, you lost Mandrew. You have Dawson DeVoy and Ross Tierney fighting out for that position.
And Liam Burt has done well since he came in on an individual scale, hasn't he?
Yeah, look, Liam's been brilliant. You look at Bastian Hurley, who on his day is the best midfielder in the league on his day when he wants to be. So when he comes back fit, he's going to be a massive signer for them. So the sooner the better he's back, because he wins your points alone. Look, Malin, who was your replacement for Grant, out injured. So it's not easy. And I'm not making excuses for Keith or Trevor or anything like it. But, if you're bringing in players, people are saying the recruitment is bad. They've brought in players and the players have gotten injured. So it's a little bit of bad luck and stuff like that.
That's the funny thing when some people say the recruitment is bad. If you look at most of the players they've brought in, they've actually done well. Feely's done well. Tyreek Wilson has done well. We mentioned him there. Liam Burt has done well. Okay, Georgie Kelly maybe hasn't been as successful, but overall picture.
What do people expect from Georgie? And I mean this, how many goals has he got? I know he got 2 penalties, but
3, 4 maybe, I don't know, yeah. Not sure.
In this league, out of 9 games, if you have 4 goals, that's what more do you want,
I think Keane is probably, to be honest, his all-round game. He hasn't really linked up well with players and he gets knocked off the ball sometimes.
I really do now, and I'm not having a go at anyone. Look, Pat's probably the exact same. I think he's an easy target. When things are going bad, just blame the big bally fella up front, and that's I mean that now. I think that's what's happening, and I think that's what has happened, especially when he was at Pats and stuff like that, because he came to Pats with a big name from Dundalk, and everyone said it for years. If Georgie Kelly played for anyone, he starts every week. So he came to Pats, didn't live up to it, and look, he's banging goals in for both. He is. Now I know he got 2 penalties and stuff like that, but if you're scoring the goals, you're doing something right. And I'm not picking up for him. I still don't think he's up there for both. But at the same time,
I think the problem is Keane as well. Do they have an alternative? They've no really to bring on, do they? There, maybe that's an issue too.
I really like Louis. I really like him.
Yeah.
I genuinely think he is excellent. He's a rare balls type player, and he fits right into the build of what they're doing. But look, you get Stephen Mallon back, you get Bastian Hurley back. You have Keith Buckley who runs the shows in the middle. You have Ross Tierney or Dawson Devoy. You have Liam Burt coming in off one of the wings, maybe the right wing or something like that. They've an excellent side. And they will create chances. You don't need to have a top goal scorer in this league to do well. Rovers haven't had one since Gary Twigg. Pats haven't had one since Christy Fagan, and you don't get them. You don't get them. And I know people are saying Dinny gone and stuff like that was a big loss. But
has he though the last year or two? He's been injured all the time.
Look, I love Dinny to bits. I think he's a fantastic striker. Great lad as well. So, I don't know whether I just think people look at Georgie and think a bit of a soft touch. I think they're able to go out and get him. Like he had the game of his life there. One the days. What was he? Scored 2? No, he scored 1. He should have scored 2.
I can't remember. Had him in team of the week though, but I can't remember who it was. To be honest, it's gone out of my head.
He's excellent, and I've no doubt he will be a success. I mean that hand on heart to do. I know he's got a stick, but I think there's a lot more to it than Georgie Kelly. It's not Georgie Kelly's fault they are conceding 2 set pieces in the last couple of minutes. Considering he's more in the game, so I don't say it too much. I really don't now. And look, I'm not, like I said, fans have their own opinions and stuff like that. But I just think it's a bit much, It's
not all on him, basically. So obviously Finn Harps, Keane, they had a great win against Derry the other day. First win in a long time. Foley getting the winner. He's been really good for them this season. McNamee played really good in that game as well. But they're going to be a bit confident coming to Bowes, and they feel like they can exploit them at this minute, won't they? So
yeah, Adam Foley has been great.
Yeah,
and look, he's a Dublin lad, stuff like that. So teams will be looking. There's no question about it. Type of Bowes, something like that, maybe. I
mentioned it during the week actually to somebody, but there you go.
Yeah, I think teams will be looking. I thought he was excellent the other night.
Yeah.
I love the celebration. I love all that. I love that part of the game. Like, it's
and
great.
To be fair to him, Keane, I'm just going to jump in there quickly. I should have mentioned during Derry, but some of those fans, I don't know if you call them fans or not, yobos or whatever, but they were causing a lot of issues throughout the game. And Finn Harp's media team were walking off after the game, and they started throwing flares and all kinds of objects at them, burning one of their their bags and all this kind of rubbish. I mean, we'd love to have fans back in, but Derry City are a great club, and I know people there, they're great people and all, but you can't, those people are just putting a stain on the situation there a little bit as well. And, you know, they're kind of giving out to Foley, saying, oh, it's Adam Foley's fault. I don't subscribe to that at all.
No, look, I've been up to Derry. I know 80% of the Brandywell faithful, like, I talk to them, I speak to them on a daily basis nearly, like that. They're like a League of Order family. I speak to them all the time. They're great, great people. And there's lads that, you know, I know from being up there that don't go to the games. They actually don't go to the games.
Because
they smash up buses and they smash up everything. And they don't go to the games now.
They were probably just there because it was Finn Harps keen as well. If that was Pats, it probably wouldn't have been there, let's say.
Yeah, look, I've often been up there and there's been trouble with Pats. And it's not the Derry City fans, it's the lads that are outside that's not there, you know. So I wouldn't blame Derry with that. They are local people, but they're not Derry City fans. They don't go to the games. So I wouldn't be worried about that. But,
yeah. It's just disappointing, as I said, Finn Harp's media team. They're trying, players had to be escorted a different way and all. It's just, you know yourself.
Yeah, look, it's not great. You don't want that. But, you know, like I said, it's not Derry's fault. There's nothing Derry City can actually do as a football club and the other fans, you know. I know they one kind of rounds it for everyone and stuff like that. But, you know, I wouldn't read too much into it. I really wouldn't. But, look, I love that side of the game. I love the slag and I love the...
No, I love that. I really love that, Keane, as well, myself. And if you want to badger the players or the referee or whatever, I love that. Yeah, big fan of that.
Now, I have to say, I thought Adam was excellent. I thought Finn Harps played great. I just, you know, they gave Derry an awful lot of the ball. And I know that's what Finn Harps are good at, you know, try break us down, you know, that's the type of thing. But I think if they do that to Bowles can hurt them with the quality of the player they have. So I'm going to say a Finn Harps win, because I think they're going to go and take the game to them. I think they're going to really go and take the game to them. I think they're going to be physically strong. I think they're going to be solid in both boxes. And I think that's the difference from Finn Harps to Bowles, you know. I'd be looking at the side, you'd be looking at McElhenney, you'd be looking at Webster, you'd be looking at Stephen Fowle and stuff like
Siddiqui.
that. You know, it goes on. I can't see them being beaten in the year, even if it's Georgie Kelly. Now, Georgie loves scoring against Finn Harps as well.
That's true, actually.
You know, that's another little thing. But, you know, I'm excited to see that battle in both boxes. But I do think if it does go to a battle of both boxes, there's only one winner, and that's going to be Finn Harps.
Yeah, I'll go for a draw myself personally. Bowles need something out of this, they really do.
Yeah.
Waterford FC and Drogheda United, and you know, Waterford, I don't know, like on the pitch, off the pitch, they're a mess at the moment. To see the thing where they put up about Brian Murphy the other day and then they took it down. I mean, what's that? That's trying to incite. Like, what is that? Honestly, let's be honest. Like, are they taking the mickey there?
I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't believe it when I seen it. And like, you put it up and he's pointing at the badge and all, then a while later they change it. But I don't know. Like every week there's something with this club. Off the field, like. And I think actually,
I will say, I think Sheedy and Newell will be gone if they're beaten here. Personally, I really do. But Drogheda 13, them on 6. It is an opportunity for them to reel in Drogheda. To be fair, Drogheda were very leggy, I thought, against Bowes on Monday and did well to get a draw because they didn't play well. They didn't create anything. But if they're picking up points like that, they'll be delighted with that. But on the other hand, Drogheda will see this as an opportunity to go to Waterford and get the 3 points. But it's a big, big game for Waterford. They need to show something here, don't they?
Massive, massive game. I'm going to say Drogheda will win this. I just feel like they have enough. They have the quality. Like, you know, they're not a big physical side either, Waterford. So I'm looking at the likes of Darren Markey. This is a game made for him. You know, he gets on the ball, he can play. Like, this game is made for Darren Markey, and he's really going to make a big step today, or a big step on the weekend now to see how it goes, because he's a smashing baller. like I said, Waterford, I think I've been very impressed with them on the field. In terms
they
of
fight. They do fight, to be fair.
Like that's all. That's to be honest. That's all I'd ask of Pat's team. It really is. That's all I'd ask. Look, you like to have a bit of quality and stuff, but if it's not there, it's 100% fight and see what you get. So, I do. I have to say, I think weight and stuff like that is an excellent sign for Waterford. Whether it's a 6-month or year contract, we don't know. But there's some really good players there. So it's going to be a lot even. It's not going to be a draw at the mall and anything like it. But I just feel like Drogheda will come out of it with a win, and it'd be a very narrow, slight win.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, actually. I think they might win it narrowly as well, personally. I suppose the big game of the weekend we'll end on is St. Patrick's against Shamrock Rovers. Obviously, we've a South Dublin derby here, but I was saying to you before we came on air, I get the feeling this is the first proper big game of the season. I know you have Rovers and Bows and stuff like that, but 9 games gone, top 2 in the table. Rovers have conceded 5, Pats 4, for example. It's a real test for Pats. Now, I know Pats did very well to get the draw the last day in the end against Sligo, and obviously Rovers won comfortably against Waterford. And that man Ian Birmingham, I don't know if you could say rolling back the years, but he's certainly enjoying himself this season. And no better man to score a header there in the last second of the game against Sligo to nick the point. But that would have given Pats a lot of confidence, because it looked like it was going to be their first defeat of the season, didn't it? And they got the draw out of it. Something we've been praising Rovers on, getting late goals. I think it's a big game. Really looking forward to it. It's at Richmond Park, if I didn't mention that before. How do you see it going?
This game now is one that I'm going to play down a little bit. Nothing's won after 10 games. 25 games, and then you talk about it. So I'm not fussed. Whoever wins, I think both sides is going to be up there for Europe. Rovers are up there for the league, but a win would go a long way for Pats for the European race. Now I'm not talking about league titles for Pats or anything like it. A win here, an extra 3 points for Europe, and that's the way Pats need to look at it. Pats can't finish outside the top 3, so every point is working towards staying in that top 3.
It would be interesting if Rovers did lose, because we should mention, they obviously broke the record, the 31 games, wasn't it? It'd be interesting if they lost the first one after that. But you do wonder with Rovers though, Cian, you do wonder with Rovers here if they are thinking, look, Pats are our nearest challengers, we need to lay down a marker here. From their point of view, they're probably thinking that though.
Yeah, and look,
in the table anyway, yeah.
There's been absolutely nothing between these sides in the last 3 years when we've gone head to head, So
quite a few nil-alls, actually.
Yeah, there's been nothing between the sides. So, Pats will take heart from that. Like Pat, in fairness to them, Pat went and battered Rovers up in Tally when they were lifting the title that day. And now people say maybe 2 weeks ago beforehand, Rovers would have battered them because we were going to win the league, stuff like that. So it's hard to tell.
Imagine Rovers haven't battered them in the last few years, so I don't know about
that. We went up in 2019 with a very depleted side. Stephen O'Donnell only got the job and stuff like that. And, we really played well, 0-0, and we done well in that game. So, I'm not fearful of Rovers, but you have to be very careful with the players they have. Like, you can't take a eye off for 1 minute, you really can't, because they'll beat you. So you have to be on it for 95 minutes, wherever it may be. So I'm going
Did you see improvement in quality of play against Wexford from Rovers' point of view?
They were knocking the ball around, but it's easy to knock the ball around when you're 2-3-0 up and you're in cruise control. It's easy. So it's like Pat played Derry the other day. It was easy, So I wouldn't look into that too much at all. Look, Rovers would be delighted to get the win and win it comfortably enough as well. I'm going to say Pats will nick this, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a Pats fan, and I'm really not.
You'd probably rather not say it, Cian, because you jinx it.
Honestly, I just think, Pats, that felt like a win the other night. Last minute, honestly, I've never seen Saints Sligo or Bremo. Like it was excellent.
I actually had sent you a message, and literally it was about 30 seconds before that. Oh, we've lost, whatever, blah blah blah. Then I deleted it. So my plan worked. So if that happens again, I'll try the same thing, same tactic.
Yeah. No, look, I always felt Pats were going to score up until the 95th minute. They were the better side in the game, hitting the post and everything. So
yeah, Coughlin actually had a great chance in that game.
Yeah,
I thought he should have scored that.
Pats haven't been fearful of Rovers. I think Pats are probably the only team really. Well, Bows this year.
Bows, yeah.
The only team that really says, you know what, let's go at this. Let's give them the run for their money. And I think Pats need to be careful because we win this game. In the chance we win it, people are going to start talking, and that's when you really need to cop on and just play our football.
That's right. I'll argue as well, Keane, at this minute in time, not Dundalk and stuff like that, but I think Pat's midfield at this minute in time is up there at Rovers midfield. I said that at the start of the season.
I think it's better.
So, yeah, but some laughed at me at the start of the season when I made that point, and I don't make biased comments or anything like that. I really do. Forrester has really kicked back into gear this season, and he's the best midfielder between both sides at this minute in time, without a doubt. You've got Lennon. By the way, he didn't play great against Sligo, funnily enough, characteristically, but Benson should be back too, Aaron. This midfield battle's going to be good. Both teams like to get on the ball and play.
Alfie Lewis will come in. If Benson plays, he's not going to play 90 minutes.
No.
He's only back. But I think Alfie will come in, and Alfie is being superb.
Looks a good player.
He's being superb, and I think that's the difference between Pats and Rovers at the minute. I think Rovers defenders are having a great season. No, they're being solid. They're having a great season.
That's the options they have back there, isn't it? They can switch between 3 or 4 of them, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're all doing really well. The looks of Sean Hall. What a player. Sean Gannon hasn't probably kicked, like he's still a 7 out of 10 every week. And people are saying he wasn't being great. Like, I don't get that.
It comes back to the standards thing, doesn't it? Really. Yeah. He hasn't been there, but he's been there.
Yeah, and he's been excellent. So, Rovers can really hurt you. And look, they'll be coming away they want to come away with a win here. I think it's important for Pats not to lose.
Yeah.
Not in terms of, like I said, I'm not talking about title race. I'm not talking about that in the slightest. I'm talking about Europe here. You get a draw and it really puts you up there because not many teams are going to get points off Rovers. Mm. So, if you've got a point, you're a point ahead of everyone else, and that's the way I look at it. So I think Pats have been excellent against Rovers in the last couple of games. And now there's kind of a little bit of pressure on Pats coming into it in terms of, well, you know what? We've gone through the fourth round. And I think this is going to be a real test of Pat's character this round of games.
I think so, yeah, I agree.
Like, we went to Sligo, took a draw. We went to Dundalk, took a draw. We beat Bows away. We went to Talent and got a draw, probably should have won. We went to Finn Harps and won. We've won big games away from home. So now we have these games at home. So, this is going to be really a big 10 games or big 9 games for Pats to see where they're at. But, like I said, nothing's going to be won and lost on Saturday. Europe, stuff like that, still all to play for. Whether Pats win or Pats lose, they're still going to be in the hunt for Europe, and I don't think that's going to change. Like, Pats are not going to be in the so-called title race. I'd say with 10 games to go, would probably be one.
Potentially, or close to being one. I think I'll go for a draw. Anytime I go for Pats to win, they don't win, and go for a draw. I'll leave it there, guys. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit your bell notification button so you don't miss a video. And what else? Let us know what you think in the comments. Keane, brilliant stuff. Cheers.
Thanks.